This lecture is about abstract methods which can be defined in the abstract classes. Whenever the parent class don't want to provide the method definition, alternatively it wants to let the child classes to implement the definition of a method. In that cases, in the abstract class, you can create an abstract method. For example, in the banking application, there is a parent abstract class called bank account, and there are child classes such as savings account and current account. Suppose the parent class wants to create a method called interest calculation. But the interest calculation process is different from the savings account and current account, right? Because generally savings accounts are used by individuals and current accounts are used by business organizations. So the interest calculation process is different between savings account and current account. So there is a necessity of writing the definition of the method of interest calculation in the savings account and current account individually. So in this case, the parent class, that is the bank account class, wants to create the method name and corresponding parameters, but don't want to provide the actual method definition because it is specific to the savings account and current account respectively. Basically, any definition written in the parent class is common for all the child classes. In this case, the parent class is unable to provide the method definition of interest calculation because the actual code or process is different with respect to corresponding child classes. In that cases, the parent class, that is the abstract class, will have an abstract method. The main feature of the abstract method is it will not have any method definition. Only it will declare the method name, corresponding parameters, and return type, and also the access modifier. See, here after end of the method, you will have semicolon, but you will not define actual method body. And in order to say that it is an abstract method, you will add the abstract modifier. So overall, abstract method is a method that is declared in the parent class, which contains no method body. That means the parent class, that is the abstract class, is saying to the child classes, hey child classes, you must implement this method on your own. So now the child class come into picture. The child class extends the parent class, that is the abstract class. In this case, the child class must implement the method body of the abstract method. So while implementation of the method in the child class, you must use the override keyword. Here, overriding doesn't mean that extending the parent class, but in this case the overriding means that we are following the method signature of the parent abstract method. That means the method name, parameters, and return type must be same in between the parent class method and the child class method also. In case if the method name, parameters, return type, or access modifier differs, it is not a valid implementation of abstract method in the child class. In that cases, you will get compile time error. Abstract methods can contain method declaration only, that means method signature only, but not method body. The method signature or method declaration includes the method name, parameters, return type, and access modifier. All the child classes of the abstract class must implement the method body for the abstract methods. In case if any child class doesn't implement the abstract method correctly, it will be a compile time error. That means the child class cannot be compiled. For example, there are two classes called manual car and automatic car. The gear changing process of manual car and automatic car is different. So in this case, the parent class called car don't want to implement any method definition of change gear method. Alternatively, it lets the child classes, that is manual car and automatic car, implement their own definitions for change gear method. The only restriction provided by the parent classes to the child classes is that the method name, parameters, return type must be same in between the parent class method and child class methods. If you compare the definitions of both child classes, in both child classes the method name, parameters, return type, access modifiers are same, but actual method body, that means the actual implementation logic, is different. And also you can declare the abstract method only inside the abstract classes. In a normal class, you cannot declare any abstract method. If you try to do so, you will get compile time error saying that abstract method can be declared only inside the abstract classes. In this application, we have the parent class called employee, which is also the abstract class, and we have the child classes such as manager and salesman. Suppose the parent class don't want to provide the method definition of health insurance amount method, so alternatively it wants to let the child classes to implement their own definition of the method. So in such cases, you will convert the virtual method as abstract method by using the abstract keyword. So there is no method body for abstract methods. So just you will give semicolon along with the abstract keyword. So successfully we have created abstract method in the parent class, that is the employee. So when will you go for virtual method and when will you go for abstract method? If the parent class wants to provide the method body, at the same time the parent class wants to let the child classes to extend the parent class method. In that case, make the method as virtual. In case of virtual methods, it is optional to override the virtual method in the child classes. Suppose in the previous case, we have not overridden the virtual method in the salesman class. But on the other hand, if the parent class don't want to provide the method body, it wants to let the child classes to implement their own method bodies. That means the parent class wants to fix the method name, method parameters, return type and access modifier only, but not the method body. In that cases, make the method as abstract. And did you notice another difference? In the child class point of view, it is optional to override the virtual methods, but it is compulsory to override the abstract methods. So now we are coming to the child classes. In this case, it is must to override the abstract methods. In this case, override keyword doesn't mean that extending the parent class method. That means we need not call the parent class method definition. But the child class method can have any number of statements in the method body. That means in real-time projects, you can add any custom logic to calculate the health insurance amount. But this method body is specific to manager class. Now in the second child class called salesman, as you have not implemented the abstract method, it will show a compile time error saying that salesman class doesn't implement the abstract method. So the application cannot be compiled and executed. So in all the child classes of the abstract class, you must implement the abstract method. So I copied the same code from the previous child class. In both child classes, the method name, parameters, return type is same. Even access modifier also same. But the method body is different. For example, I am changing the amount as 500. So overall, we have implemented the same abstract method in both child classes, that is the manager class and also the salesman class. Now, if you call the method through the first child class object, it executes the method of the first child class itself, that is the manager class. That means the expected output here is 1000 as per the definition of the first child class. But in case, if you call the same method through the second child class object, that is the salesman object, in that case, you will call the method of the second child class. So now the expected output is 500 because in the salesman class, we have written the value as 500. So overall abstract classes is as simple as 1, 2, 3. The step 1 is create a method in the parent class without method body. Step 2 is create the method body in the child classes with the same name, same parameters, same return type and same access modifier. But in two different child classes, you can implement the same method with the two different method bodies. And step 3 is call the method through either of the child class object. But you cannot call the method through parent class object because the abstract class cannot be instantiated. That means you cannot create object of the abstract class. Now check the output. Through the manager class object, you are calling the method of manager class itself. And through the salesman class object, you are calling the method of salesman class. Already I have explained you when to use abstract methods in real-time projects. This is all about abstract methods in C#.